Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and the way that I got here is because of this truck. This is a 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. So let's talk a little history about this truck. The Tundra is that half-ton pickup truck that Toyota's been producing for so many years. Many would say it's time for a redesign, but Toyota is here to tell you that, you know what? They could take the Tundra and still add those famous letters, those TRD Pro letters, and make a half-ton pickup truck become a off-road assault vehicle. This thing, with the lift, the wheels, and everything else, is gonna make it very, very off-road capable. Now, before you get excited and say, hey, is this TRD Off-Road Pro Tundra a Raptor Challenger? No. The Raptor is still on that different level than anything else being produced by the other manufacturers, but what this is gonna go up against and what it's gunning for is definitely the Ram Rebel and the GMC Sierra 1500, the AT4 edition for sure. But why don't we go ahead, let's go dive into this 2020, see what's different and see what makes the Tundra TRD Pro so unique. Right off the bat, new for 2020, Army Green. Only available on the TRD Pro. I think it fits it to a T. We've already done the 4Runner. Here's the Tundra looking great. You're gonna have LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, all blacked out inside, look fantastic. Good size to the headlight to fit the size, the aggressiveness of the front of the vehicle. We drop down, you're gonna get Rigid LED fog lamps. So Rigid, a well-known brand in the off-road community, making some great fog lights, and this is like no other. As we come across the front on the TRD Pro, you do get a hood scoop, but guess what? We have to zonk it because it is fake. It's non-functional. It's a stick-on hood scoop. It looks great. I just wish it had some functionality to it. You have your open grill area here, and as you drop down, unique to the TRD Pro, this flat black with the Toyota badge. I like the silver, gives it a nice differentiator between the colors. We drop down, you're gonna have some flat black, and then you can see the amount of ground clearance that we have, and underneath, full steel plating. 2020, you got the TRD badge, bright red, and that's gonna protect all the inner bits underneath this thing with those massive control arms, and you have your tow hooks tucked underneath nicely. It's gonna allow you to pull people, those other trucks, out of the mud and the dirt. But very, very aggressive, especially with the Army Green color. Now, as we come around the bend, you're gonna see some more of that magic. Now, with the TRD Pro, you're getting these specific flat black wheels. They are, like they say, made by BBS, and they're forged. So each wheel is about 3.5 pounds lighter than your standard Tundra wheel, wrapped in these Michelin off-road tires. It's 275 on the width, 65 series sidewall, and that's an 18-inch wheel. Check out what we're working with suspension-wise. So you're gonna have your TRD Pro springs, and you're gonna have your Fox Racing dampers, all four corners, to give you that great ride no matter what the terrain is. And Fox has been doing the business on Baja racers, desert racers, and everything else, and that's why Toyota chose to use that brand. I'm gonna have Tom kind of swing in and just show the massive lower control arm, just how thick it is for those off-road trails, off-road terrain, and everything else you could throw at this. With the TRD Pro, you're gonna have your blacked out badging, that 5.7 liter V8, the Tundra blacked out. You have keyless entry with your flat black handles, color match mirror caps, nice large mirrors. We keep working our way back. This is that Crew Max cab, large and in charge. We get to the back. You can see the top of the shock absorbers on the back. Same great wheel and tire setup. I love the way they stamp. It's like Zeus took a lightning bolt and stamped TRD Pro into the side of both sides of the bed of the truck. We get to the back, same news. You got your Tundra stamped in there, 4x4 capability, of course. Really nice with the bumper setup Everything, all your hookups are nice and high, out of the way. You got your full tow capability. And then when we bring down the tailgate, soft release, all nicely lined with a nice bed liner. Of course, on the Tundra, you're probably wondering, is there a sliding glass rear window? No, there's no sliding glass rear window. The Tundra has the only glass window where you could actually drop it. Now, what I'm gonna zonk here is that this is a TRD Pro. There's no LED bed interior lighting. You do have lighting up at the cab, back of the cab, but nothing inside the bed. You do have 2 tie down hooks here and 2 up front. You could obviously add more. You got this nice sliding system, which is great. This is real easy to use, where you can slide these depending on what you're going to have in the bed of the truck, but nice light tailgate. Let's go ahead, pop the hood and see what's powering this Tundra TRD Pro. All right, guys, we got the big hood popped. You do have hood struts underneath that hood. I know a lot of people were hoping for changes, but you know what? You do have some tried and true power. So what you are looking at is that 5.7 liter V8 engine mated to that 6-speed transmission. Now, if you want numbers, let me throw some numbers at you. You're looking at 381 horsepower, 401 pound-feet of torque. This truck weighs 5,640 pounds. The TRD Pro does have the 38-gallon fuel tank. You're gonna need it though. MPGs, 13 in the city, 17 on the highway. The great news is, even with the off-road capability, you are going to be able to tow up to 10,200 pounds with this Tundra. We've all heard the tales, people getting over 1 million miles with this setup. Makes sense with that great reliability. It's gonna be interesting to see where they take this. One last thing I forgot to mention is that this does also have a TRD Pro Catback Exhaust. The reason why I mention that is that if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's hear what this V8 sounds like out of that exhaust. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 TRD Pro. I know you're at that point. You're like, Joe, this is a bad mamma jamma. How much does it cost? MSRP on this one is $54,800. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, I do like what they did with the top portion. You have that nice soft leatherette material with the red stitch work. Everything else is going to be standard Tundra affair. You have a very, very hard plastic armrest. The silver, it's a little flat. Does break up the sea of black, but you do have a large pocket down there. What's nice is you can separate your Twinkies from your meatball 12-inch Subway sub and have 2 drinks in there. This one has the optional JBL sound system. We get to the dash, hard up top. The good news is it's flat black, but you have that same leatherette material with the red stitching. The round AC vents, nice touch. This is all new. This is that 8-inch infotainment system screen. I do like this silver. I wish that they would have used this aluminum silver trim around the infotainment system and the AC controls, a little bit more plentiful in here, but no gloss black except for right here, which is great. Now, this is an 8-inch system. You do have, obviously, your full navigation. We go back home. You have your XM Sirius satellite radio and all that good stuff. Plus, you're going to have Apple Carplay and Android Auto. Nice touches. Push button start, real easy to do. And you have your dual climate controls. Nice LED display with the Tundra name stamped in there. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats. I'm going to zonk that at $54,000. Should have ventilated seats, but connectivity, they got you covered. 12 volt, you can shut your traction control off, USBs, and an aux jack. Just be careful if you're gonna plug in here not to accidentally hit that without paying attention, especially if it's wet out. But we close all the doors up. You have one cup holder here, a tray. It's interesting. You're probably gonna just wanna put the circus peanuts here because if they slide around, you'll be okay. If you put M&Ms, they're gonna get all over the place. You do have this nice long tray here where you could get those Slim Jims from the convenience store that are about 3 feet long. Just lay them right in there. 2 cup holders. The silver trim I could do without. I wish they would have just left it black. You do have a TRD Pro specific shifter for that 6-speed. A little bit of silver trim. If you want to put it into manual shift mode, you just slide it over and then you can tap up to go up the gears or back to go down. Let me show you reverse because there's some great stuff going on here. So there is your backup camera. It's a little bit grainy and it does not have trajectory, but with the 8-inch screen, obviously it's a little bit larger. Put that back into park. You have a little tray here for Jolly Ranchers. TRD Pro specific lid for the center console. Another tray here. This is where you could pour the M&Ms. And this is nice because you could get to them real simple. Lift this up. Easily, you could put a football in here. So if you like driving around with a football in your truck, you don't want it rolling around, just drop it right in there. And you got a 12 volt, so you can keep your football warm. Close that up. TRD Pro specific seats. You got the embroidery, the stitch work. It's interesting, the seats are really wide and long, but I wish they had a little bit more holding capacity. I feel like I'm just gonna slide around all over the place in them, but they are very comfy, so that's the good news. You have your standard size sunroof, and I like the lighter headliner. You do have an auto dimming mirror, but it's not the frameless kind, so I am gonna zonk that, but visibility out the front's awesome with that fake hood scoop. Why don't you get on over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of the TRD Pro. All right, guys, business time. You do have your electric assist seat controls. I also like the Tundra TRD Pro all-weather protection that you have in here, especially if you're going camping and off-roading in this thing and you got your muddy boots as you just pulled a Chevy or a Ford out of the mud. Steering wheel, nice thickness. It's a little dated. I mean, that's the bottom line. This has not had a redesign in a very, very long time. I won't even tell you the year because I want to keep it a mystery. Flat black on the buttons. And then the instrumentation, also dated, but it's simple and easy to understand. You got your tach, you got your speedometer, all analog, and then you have the other analog gauges, plus you have a nice digital display in the center, which you could toggle through a ton of information there. And you're going to get some of those great safety features, that safety technology that's going to allow you to arrive alive every single time. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the back seat and see how your passengers or your co-workers or whoever you're going to put back there, how they're going to feel. All right, guys, before I show the passenger area, the rear passenger area, what you could do with the Tundra is actually fold up the seats, both sides, of course, to get those big, bulky items back here. The only issue is there's no storage. Some of those other brands allow you to have storage underneath, so that I'm going to say is a zonk, but it is real easy to lift and put back down. I'm going to go ahead, grab the grab handle. There's no running boards. You don't really need them. You just pull yourself on in. I'm going to slide on over because there's tons of room. So you got plenty of room back here, headroom, shoulder room, everything else. The leather goes all the way around the back. No pocket though for that passenger. I have a pocket over here, so I could really make them jealous. You have 2 AC vents and a 12 volt. The reason why I'm gonna zonk this is I would like to see a USB. I think we'd both agree at $54,000, a USB back here would be nice. Yes, I know you could buy an adapter, but they should have at least given you a TRD Pro adapter to plug in there. Armrests, nice and soft, 2 large cup holders. You do have large pockets in the door, so that's the great news, is that's where you're gonna store your stuff. But I'm telling you, back here it is very, very comfortable. But enough sitting around. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this TRD Pro for a spin. All right, guys, we left our secret location. We're in the 2020 Tundra TRD Pro. Right away from behind the wheel, you could feel the extra height that you have. Great visibility though, out the back, out the front, and the side mirrors are massive. So you're definitely gonna be able to see when people are next to you, that is for sure. Let's see how we accelerate rolling onto the highway here. On throttle, a little bit of spin from the back, but you know what? She gets up and runs nice and strong. Sounds like you're in a NASCAR truck series racer from the growl of that V8 through the TRD Pro exhaust. Gives it just the right amount of sound. Nothing too loud, but boy, when you get on throttle, look out. Here, I'll show you again. On throttle. Great sound. Great absolute sound coming from the back. Very, very smooth. You know, they've done some recalibrating to the suspension to not make it so bouncy. Rides really well on those Michelin off-road tires here on the jungle, the asphalt jungle known as the highway. There is a little bit of wind noise from those large mirrors, and you are obviously getting a little bit of road noise from the off-road tires, but other than that, very comfortable in here. I love all the appointments. I just wish that they used a little bit more leather to kind of bring it up to that price point, but I know that this setup is meant to be easily cleaned after you're off-roading all day and whatnot, so I get it. I think you're going to enjoy the addition of Apple CarPlay Android Auto and the new 8-inch infotainment system screen, which is great. And even driving in traffic, really smooth, and with the extra height, you could see over almost everybody. All right, guys, we're in the Tundra here. We're over by the water. This is, you know, one of those things that we don't have a lot of rough terrain where I'm at, but we do have some sandy beach area. But let's see how the Tundra TRD Pro is gonna do. We're gonna go up this incline here. Piece of cake. I mean, very, very simple. Just to get over just about anything. Driving down this sand and gravel, it's a piece of cake. If I could do this, you could definitely take it. If you live somewhere where the road is a little bit more beaten up and rugged, you could definitely have a ton of fun and get through some really crazy situations in this TRD Pro. But I'm gonna go ahead, ride back up here. Look at this, very nice, very controlled. Super, the suspension travels the best. That's the best part, is that it's really just soaking up the terrain very nicely with a little bit of speed. As you can see, look at this. Nice rut area here. Oh yeah, that's really working really well with that Fox Racing suspension. They did their homework. And then the best part is that you could kind of rip through some areas here where there's some mud and stuff, and we could get the Tundra TRD Pro very, very dirty. Here we go. Look at this. Nice. Ton of fun. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Taking your TRD Pro through the mud and whatnot is an absolute blast. All right, guys, we're gonna kind of go back through this little area here, but that's what makes owning a truck like this so great. You could do your work business, you could pick the kids up from school, but then you could come and get it dirty and have a little bit of fun. And this is nothing, this is just scratching the surface of what this truck is capable of, but you can clearly see, I mean, this thing is a ton of fun, no worries, no complaints whatsoever. Splashdown time, here we go. Look at this, this is great. This is absolutely, people are probably wondering what the hell am I doing, but just having a little bit of fun out here. Here we go, birds better watch out. And like I said, back over this torn up area, look at this. This is really where it's earning its keep. Through the rut section. Really, really nice. This is just, like I said, just so I could just show you a little bit of what this truck is all about. Really just a fun truck. So capable too. That's the crazy thing in all this. This truck is just so freaking capable. I think with some of the changes that they made with the truck inside, with the technology is great. There's just no wireless charging. That is a zonk to me. I wish that there was some wireless charging in here. Seats can use just a little bit more bolstering, but let's go through the mud pit one more time. Here we go, on throttle, getting the traction down. Yeah. I can't even see where I'm going. This is awesome. This is totally what it's all about, this truck. Wow, lots of fun. Getting her dirty. And definitely gonna have to bring this home to wash up before they come and pick this press fleet vehicle back up, that's for sure. All right, guys, seriously, one more time. I gotta do this again. It's just a ton of fun out here before somebody comes and yells at me. But here we go, on throttle. Yeah! Splashdown City. Woo! Nice. Oh my God, this is just a blast. I'll tell you, it's obviously totally different experience than when you're driving on the street, but you got a truck, you got to get it dirty. You just got to do it. But as we turn back on to the main road here with the truck filthy now, people are looking like, what's going on with this guy? I'm gonna get us to some nice level land in a few seconds. All right, guys, hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what the Tundra TRD Pro is about. Doing what we did is just a little touch, a little taste of how capable this truck really is. I think the sound, the army green color, and some of the updates with the technology are great. Are we ready for a redesign? I think so, especially on the interior part. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to our secret location and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a few seconds. All right, guys, been a wonderful time with this 2020 Toyota TRD Pro. Definitely got to thank Corey and the rest of the crew with Toyota getting us access to these press fleet vehicles. What can we say? If you're looking for an off-road truck and you don't need a desert runner or a Baja racer like the Raptor, but you want something with a V8, you don't want EcoBoost, you don't want EcoTech or any of that other stuff. You just want a reliable V8 engine with performance that's been added in other ways than just adding extra horsepower. I think this TRD Pro Tundra might be the right truck for you, especially in this army green. But if it's large and in charge kind of vehicles that you like seeing on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. Getting this big old truck on camera. Thank you for your hard work, Tom. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.